Ladies and gentlemen, this is your host, William Robinson, coming at you live today from the studios of TLC. Talk, love, and communication. I believe that all problems, circumstances, situations can be resolved through the proper channels of love and communication. Today we have a special guest, Miss Wanda Gillings Morgan. She gonna tell us why you should vote for Milton Busby Jr. for Sheriff 2024 of Marion County. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to give my guest a special round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. So, how you doing today, Miss Wanda?
I'm doing outstanding.
Okay, how was your ride over, ma'am?
It was great.
It was great. Okay, ma'am. So we here today. We trying to. We have a special young man that's that Milton Busby Jr. He's running for sheriff for Marion County. Correct?
Correct.
Tell my audience a little bit about yourself and how you got to know Mr. Busby.
Milton and I have been friends for over 50 years. We went to kindergarten together. We graduated high school together. And we just been friends. We worked together. He told me over when we were about 17 that he was going to come back and run for Marion County Sheriff. And I said, guess what? I'm going to be your campaign manager. And here we are today.
And that was 50 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Almost 50 years ago.
Absolutely.
And so you no longer live in the state of Florida, correct?
No, I currently live in Houston, Texas, in a suburban area of Friendswood.
Okay, and you came all the way to Florida to honor a promise that you made to your friend 40-something years ago.
Oh, yes. Yeah, that's my friend. That's my brother. So I have to be committed to my word. I spoke to him. I said it. And when he called me, I came running.
That's right. And that's true friendship. Tell me the importance of friendship and what is it like to have a male best friend,
Well, Milton and I, he's truly my brother and my friend. The love I have for him is the same as my biological brothers. And he's been there. He's always been there for me. He attended my wedding in 1984. He is the godfather of my children, and I am of his children as well. So we just been friends throughout our life and throughout all of our situations.
And when you think back about him, from the kindergarten years, from the elementary school, the little kid running around campus, what was your most fondest memories of him when y'all was children, like adolescents,
Well, to be honest with you, I can't remember that far back, but he said it. And when he said Miss McCormick, well, of course, I remember going to Miss McCormick, and he can tell the story. But I basically remember our years in middle school at Howard Middle School and also at Vanguard High School. And most of all, working at Wild Waters together.
So let's go back to middle school and high school. I hear Mr. Busby was quite the athlete back in the days, huh?
He had some skills.
He had a little bit.
He had a little bit.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
I know he went to the University of Florida. He played a little football for the University of Florida. And that's a D1 college. For him to make it that far, he had to have a little bit more than a little bit,
Right. And we both were in Gainesville at the same time. He was at the University of Florida and I was at Santa Fe. So we were friends there as well.
And how was you guys' college years? I'm quite sure during college there was some ups and downs, some struggles. Give us some examples of how he was there for you. And you were also there for him throughout college, ma'am.
Well, Milton, really, he was like our protector. My cousin, and actually I had two cousins up at the University of Florida. Mm-hmm. So I felt like he was a brother protecting us while we were there. So it was good.
It was good, huh? So he's always been a protector, a leader, people that with a kind heart. Describe us, explain to my audience who they are going to get when they vote for Milton Busby Sheriff, the man behind the man.
Milton is a man of his word. He has a lot of integrity, which we don't find that today. He's very honest. He's truthful, and he's a good-hearted person. And so when you're getting Milton Busby, you're getting someone that's going to do what's right. And that's most important right now because we live in a time where it seems like lying is it's normal. That's not normal. Integrity is what we need here, especially in Marion County, because it's been so hard for so many years in the city of Marion County. So I urge everyone to get out and to vote because you're going to bring someone here that's going to do what's right, look after the community, and he's going to do what's right for the people.
Well, and that's so very important, because a lot of times in the community, the average citizen don't really understand what's going on. And one thing I noticed about Mr. Busby, he cared about informing the people. He want the people to have knowledge of what's going on and to hold him accountable. So, throughout your life of knowing him, how does he deal with being held accountable?
As I stated, he is a man of his word. If he say he's going to do something, that's what he's going to do. You may not always agree with it. You may not like it, but he's going to do what's right. And that's what we need.
That's right. That is exactly what we need here in Marion County. And, it's times throughout life, your life, where this man has been here for you as a friend. We're trying to let the public see what kind of man this is. So it is true that your daughter got pregnant, correct?
Correct. Second semester in college.
And who was the first person you called and why?
I was so upset. The first person I called was Milton Busby.
And why was that, Mel?
Well, he was going to tell me, he was going to encourage me. He was going to tell me what's right. Having a male friend is different than having a female friend because when you have a male friend, they're like a big brother, of course, and they're going to keep it 100 with you. Mm-hmm. Your girlfriends, they kind of like tell you what you need and kind of make you feel good and all that stuff. But that doggone Milton, Milton, he's just a good person. He's honest and he's very sincere.
The name of this podcast is Talk, Love, Communication. And everyone's definition of love is different. Is love someone there to tell you what you want to hear to stroke your ego, like your girlfriend?
Yeah.
Or is love the one to tell you what you need to hear and you respect it and realize it in the long run, like the male friend?
Yeah.
Mr. Busby. You know what I mean? So it is important, and that's true love when you could tell someone that you know it may hurt them, but you know it's the truth.
Yes.
Do you agree with that, ma'am?
I would agree with it because love is being honest and sincere. As I stated, may not feel good, but it's what you need to hear. And he's always very honest with me. I can take anything to him, and I know he's going to give me the truth.
We're going for history once again here. In America, it was with President Obama. In Marion County, Sheriff Department, it's Milton Busby. He would be the first Afro-American sheriff elected in Marion County. Come August the 20th, what does that mean to you as his friend?
This is something that I would love to see because history needs to be made here in Marion County. It's just a time. It's time. And, clearly as the Bible states, there's a time for everything. It's time for us to come forward and to do what's right. And it's just time for change in Marion County. We need everybody to get out and to vote.
And voting, you're 62, correct?
Correct.
So, you as a kid, you saw the struggles that your grandparents and your parents had to go through when it came to voting, because we didn't always have the right to vote, and sometimes we don't understand the struggle that the previous generations went through so that we have the opportunity to vote, ma'am. Tell us is it important to you to vote and for the community to understand the power of voting?
Right now, we're in the struggle, and we need to get out. We need to be informed, and we need to understand people died to be where we are today. So it's your right to get out and to vote.
What does it mean to you, ma'am, to have the right to be able to go and vote?
Well, it's very important to me to go and vote because I have the right to vote because of my ancestors when there were a time when they couldn't vote.
Very important to vote. And history. Like I say, when President Obama was elected, you and a couple of the girls got together and y'all took a little trip, correct?
Yes, we went.
Tell me a little bit about that, ma'am.
Well, my friend Milton Busby, he gave up his apartment for myself and four of my girlfriends. We had a girls' trip. We went to the president inauguration, Obama. So we made history that day, and we're about to make history again in Marion County.
I concur. And behind the scenes, what is it like for him as it draws closer to election day? Do he stay kind of even? To me, he stay kind of even. Nothing rattles him. He's same tone, same old Busby. What's going on behind the scenes?
Well, he's the same all the time. He's just laid back. I mean, he's laid back. He's a country dude.
That's right.
He's a country man, so he's always, very mild mannered and laid back. That's just who he is.
Let's go back. Let's go back to your wedding day.
Yes.
You had a couple important men there. Of course, your husband.
Yeah.
And once again, your friend Milton Busby was on the scene.
He showed up at my wedding in 1984. He and his son, Milton Jr. So yeah, he's been there for many things for me.
So it seemed like every step of, so this is a true friend indeed.
Oh yes,
someone
absolutely.
that you can count on. Do you believe that he will be the same kind of friend and leader to our community that he has been to you throughout your life, ma'am?
Absolutely, yes, yes, indeed.
And August the 20th, all the ballots are in, all the voting is done. Mr. Busby win. How would that be like for Miss Wanda?
Whew. I would feel so great and excited because the mission will be accomplished. And, I'll be so ecstatic. I'll be happy because, he deserved it. He said it. He spoke it into existence. And here we are today making it happen. So, just waiting.
Just waiting.
Waiting with the expectation.
Eagerly.
Yes.
Okay, ma'am, I'm going to give you a few words, and you tell me the first thing come to mind. Voting.
Voting for all of us, especially people of color. Get out and do what your ancestors have died and fought for you to do. Vote. If not, it's just like not having a voice. Don't say nothing. Don't do anything. Nobody wants to hear it. Get out and vote. It's very important, especially in times like these. We are in critical times right now. So get out and vote.
Family.
Love. Happiness, peace, support, guidance.
Communication.
It's very important to communicate, to know where you are, to know where you stand. It's important.
Milton Busby.
A great leader.
Loyalty.
Loyalty. He will do what he say he's going to do.
Integrity.
He don't lie.
Billy Woods.
Well, I'm no longer a Marion County resident here, so I don't really have anything to say, but I've heard many things that were not so good that were not being addressed. So hopefully Milton can come in and help in the community to do what's right.
Ocala.
I was born and raised here. It's home.
You know, if you can have dinner with anyone in the world, who would it be?
Wow. Oprah.
Oprah.
Yes.
You gonna take Oprah over Michelle?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, Michelle Obama?
Yes.
It'd be nice to have dinner with her too.
Yes.
Yes.
Leadership.
Milton Busby.
It's a great answer.
Yes.
You know, if you had to do it all over again, you know, you stop at the drop of a dime, your friend call you, say, hey, I'm running for sheriff. He might have a little joke standing, come on, man, really? I'm running for sheriff. You pack up, get on the airplane, up in your life, come here for 6 weeks to help support your friend. If you had to do it all over again, win, lose, or draw, how has this experience been for you?
Well, it's been good. And bad. We've had ups and we have downs, but for the most of all, I've enjoyed it. It's been challenging, but it's opened my eyes, and who knows where this is going to lead us? Only God knows. But it's time.
If you could go back to any age, what age would it be?
Well, I don't want to go back.
No?
No, I just want to move forward.
Amen.
Yeah, moving forward. There's nothing in the past for me.
When you was a little girl growing up, what was your favorite cartoon?
We didn't have cartoons. We played outside.
Oh, you had some cartoons. Bugs Bunny been around for 100 years.
Buzz Bunny. Yeah.
You know, so it's so important, ma'am. You know, August the 20th, we can truly make history here in Marion County. And sometimes, you know, the old saying, in order to have something you never had, you got to be willing to do something you've never done.
That's true.
And with that statement being said, you know, the power in voting, the power in the people, all people, you know, and we must stand up against. I have had the privilege to meet Mr. Billy Woods, and I don't know the man, you know what I mean? So I judge a man by my relationship with him. I just happen to know Milton Busby, you know?
Yes.
And I know him to be a man of integrity, and like you say, a man of his word. And when he assigns a job to you, he definitely allows you to do that job. He do not interfere. He believe in the ones that he hired to do the job. And when I met him, he spoke of these situations, and I've seen these things to be true. He speaks very candidly about having a committee advisory board.
Yes.
How important is that to the community, and explain the input that it would have, the impact it would have on the community, ma'am?
I think it would have a great impact on the community because here in Marion County, there are a lot of things that go on that people don't like. So in order to rectify those things, you have to get out, you have to vote, and you have to communicate. There's lack of communication. You know, when I come back home, there are things that I would like to do in the community. And over the years, Milton and I have discuss things that we would like to see happen in our hometown. So, he wants to come back and he want to get them done. And I think that's a great thing.
And it's so important because the community will have an input. When you allow people to give their say, they feel more involved.
Yes.
They are more involved. And sometimes the anger is placed in the wrong places.
That's
because
correct.
of ignorance.
Yes.
And ignorant is not a bad word. It's not to be offended. That means lack of knowledge.
Lack of knowledge.
And when you don't have knowledge, you don't have power.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have structure. So with him willing to inform the people, I think that's a great asset to the community, because the more knowledge we have, the more power we will have, and the more the anger and the frustration can subside, and you won't be angry at the wrong people.
Right.
You will understand who is who, and being able to give your side. And he's a man that listens. He's not really a talker, but he will listen, and he interpret and process information very quickly. Have you known that to be true with him, ma'am?
That's true. And listening, that's what he'll do. He'll listen, because I'm sure there are a lot of complaints out there. There's a lot of dissatisfaction of the community, things that has happened over the years. And he wants to try to bring the community together.
Okay, Miss Morgan, with that being said, we're going to go into your final thoughts. You look into this camera and tell my audience why you believe that they should vote for Milton Busby Jr.
I believe you should vote for Milton Busby Jr. because change is on the way. He's a great man. He's a family man, and he loves the Lord with all his heart and soul. And we just need to get some things done in Marion County, And so things just have to change here. And I believe he is the one to bring the change. Vote August 20th, Milton Busby.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. And once again, this is your host, William Robinson, coming at you live today from the studios of TLC. We want to thank Miss Wanda Gillings Morgan for giving her input, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and sharing her experience with elected Sheriff Milton Busby Jr. Remember, this is early voting, ladies and gentlemen. You can go out and you can vote right now. They have designated precincts, but right now you can go and vote all the way to the 17th. But election day is August the 20th. Let's get down to these polls and let's make a change. And remember, we only got one life to live, ladies and gentlemen. And it's a whole lot easier with the love and communication. Milton Busby Jr. for Sheriff 2024. Let's go.